Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So today we have Ani joining us. Hi, Ani.
Hi, guys.
Guys, Ani's got a really exciting success story about how one of her clients actually manifested her specific person leaving the third party. Now, this third party, they were married. And yeah, he was like, I'm done. I'm leaving her. I want to be with you. So absolutely amazing. It just goes to show that circumstances don't matter. But what we're actually going to talk about in this video, which was important, was a bridge of incidences and the law of assumption, because these two things played a really big part in making this successful, because she did have a chance to give up in there, but she didn't. She used the law of assumption. So we're going to explain how you can create this in your relationship and your life as well. So welcome, Ani.
Yes, thanks for having me. So, this client of mine, in the beginning, there was no communication with her SP. So, she really, really like loved this guy, and they were not talking for quite some time. So we worked together, and she manifested him back into her life. So again, there was communication now, and what happened was they had some time of communication, and then nothing. Like for a good week and a half, no movement. She was like on pause. She was like wondering, why isn't he reaching out to me, or why aren't we talking? Like, am I going backwards? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm doing my affirmations. So it's really important, guys, to not like worry or let your ego decide like, oh, it's not working out in that moment. Because what happened was she stuck through it. Like we went over this, and we were like, no, keep doing it, be persistent, because everything is orchestrating behind the scenes. And then one day she was having fun with her friends, and then he goes, are you home? I need to come and tell you something. And he shows up, and he's like, it's over with. Like, I'm here to be with you. I don't want to be with anyone else. I want to be with you. So boom, like after a week of like not really having great communication and being on a pause, he shows up with her end result. It's amazing.
That is so amazing. And you know what? You've nailed it. And I think this is a common block that people have, is that, they think, okay, it should be here already. Why isn't it here? I've been doing my intentions like crazy. Why isn't it not showing up? But that moment that you question why it's not here is the moment you block it. That is the block, right? Questioning why it's not here. In that moment, when you see it's not around, you have to say, it's done. It's coming. Of course it is. It's done. Because the minute you question why it's not already done, why you're not seeing it, why it hasn't happened, you've actually stopped it from happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I was going to say, that's where the law of assumption comes in, is when you notice it's not there, you have to assume that it's coming. And then that's how you create a bridge of incidences. So you can never go, is this a bridge of incidences? No, you create the bridge of incidences with your assumption. And then you look back and you're like, oh, okay, there's the bridge, right? So bridges are always noticed after the fact, and they're created through you assuming that everything that happens is getting you closer. Okay. So when you're like, wait a minute, he hasn't called yet. Oh, no, no, he's going to. It's going to happen. It's going to happen right now, right? Is to keep that assumption alive, right?
Absolutely. And those are the crucial moments, guys, where you either make it or prolong the process. Those are the moments where you're not seeing everything happen all at once, and we're so like um evidence based. We're humans, so everything has to be immediate, right? Like everything's immediate. Our Netflix is immediate, buying something off of Amazon is immediate. So you feel that way with SP too. You're like, well, why isn't he calling? I need him to call right now. Why isn't he texting? I need him to text right now. But those are the moments where you either choose to stay faithful to the end result and keep going, be persistent, have that blind faith, or stop, pause, go backwards. If you stay persistent and you persist in it, everything's orchestrating in the background. It's okay if you don't see it, don't worry. A lot of things that you do, you don't see what's happening in the background. Like when you order something off Amazon, let's say, you don't see how everyone's shipping your order really quick, sending it out to you. You don't see that process, and you don't really care because you're like, I know it's going to come to me anyway. Same
Yep.
thing with SP.
Oh, exactly. Well, exactly. And that's it. We are used to it immediately. So if you are, as soon as you don't notice it, say no, it's done. It's happening right now, right this moment. It's about having that faith, right? And that's really the secret to this is having faith, and if you have faith that your thoughts are going to create and that you are going to get what you want in your reality, when you notice something isn't there, you automatically default to that faith and you're like, it's coming, right? And if you default to, oh no, why isn't it here, it should be here already, you're blocking it, and that's also not having faith in the law of attraction and your thoughts creating. That's really quite the opposite, right? That's now questioning, that's now saying it's not going to happen, right? And focusing on what you don't want again, right? So yeah, you've got to really keep yourself in those little moments focused on what you want, and you'll make it happen a lot quicker, and a lot more easier on yourself, because it gets, sort of upsetting when you're questioning why it's not here, questioning what the other person's thinking. Less questioning and more affirming and more intending and more living from the end. Because if you already had what you want, would you question why it's not here?
Mm-mm.
Right? That's, if you already had what you want, and somebody didn't call you yet. Okay. So let's say, for instance, if I'm in a relationship, I'll use Andrew just because, okay? So I'm in a relationship with him. Let's say he's at work, okay? And I intend that he's going to call me, okay? Every day, tell me like, good morning, hope you have a good day. And I look at my phone and realize he hasn't done it yet, but I know he always does it. And I know we're in a relationship. So I would look at my phone and go, oh, no problem. Of course he's going to do it. He hasn't done it yet. He'll do it any minute now. He always does, right? That would be my thought process. Now, if I'm living from the end of rejection and basically needing that message to feel better, I would be looking at my phone going, why isn't it? Why is he sending it to me? Why doesn't he want to be with me? Why isn't he sending this? Do you see what I mean? So if we
Mhm.
live from the end of already having what we want, we've got to have all of our thoughts in that line, right? And that's how we create the bridge of incidences to get to what we want. So as we're living at that end, everything falls into place and gets you there, because you're constantly assuming that you're having that end. You're like, yeah, you know what? Like, he's totally going to marry me. He just doesn't know it yet. He's been looking up
Yeah,
like engagement rings this whole time. Like, he totally knows, he's totally been planning it, right? So you've always got to live from that end, right? Always. Yeah.
exactly. And guys, if you have a voice in your head constantly saying, where's the call? Where's the text? Where's this? Where's that? I want you to address that like that voice is a Karen. Karen always wants to see the manager. Karen wants evidence, like we all know a Karen, right?
Oh my gosh. Oh my
I
gosh.
want you to dismiss Karen because Karen doesn't matter,
Yeah.
Your
Mhm.
faith is so much more important. That voice is there because it's been there for quite some time. It's been occupying space in your brain and it's
Right.
always dictated to you like, where is it? Tell me, show me, come on. You're used to it. So that voice will come up when you're trying to have the blind faith. I don't want you guys to worry about that voice. And everyone has that voice. It's not just this one viewer, or you know what I mean? Every single person can relate. I
Mhm.
I've had it. I'm sure if Amanda has had it. The doubt creeps in. That's where the discipline comes in. That shut the doubt down, shut the Karen down. Send Karen home, guys.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, that's exactly, is you want to shut that voice down and you want to override it with doing and focusing on what you want, right? So every moment of your life you've got a choice, right? You can spend your thoughts on, the Karen side of things, or you can invest your thoughts in what you want to see in your future. And it's a huge blessing to recognize that the person hasn't texted you yet, because that's a moment that you get to make an intention. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. I'm going to make my intention right now, and I'm going to have faith that it's going to come true, because I know this works, because I use my little list and test it constantly. So guys, again, too, right? Make those little lists of things, consciously create your days. And the more that you consciously create your day, the more faith you're going to have in this. And and then when you do have those moments when what you want doesn't show up, they're going to say no. Okay, I've just done this 1,000 times. It's going to show up because it always does, because I'm on top of things. And this is how my life works, right? Rather than the questioning and going down the Karen route, right? Sorry if anyone's named Karen. We're very
No
sorry.
offense, Karen.
It's all over the internet. We never made it up. We've got Jerry and Karen now.
Yes.
You know?
It's so important, you guys, to remember you attach meaning to everything. Everything is neutral. You attach meaning to it. So let's say I'm in a scenario where I don't have the text or phone call yet, and I'm taking it negatively. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? Amanda's in the same scenario. She's taking it like, oh, no problem. It's going to happen no matter what, because I'm living in the end of, being in a relationship. Guess what? I'm going to live the experience of rejection, because that's what I'm putting out. She's going to live the experience of living in the end of a relationship, because that's what she's putting out. There's no bias. There's no judgment. The universe is like, I'll give you what you focused on. I'll give you what you focused on, because you just need to receive.
Exactly. And that's what it is. It's about, making your intention, trusting in yourself, and being open to seeing it, and assuming that no matter what happens, it's all getting to where you want to be. So like, here's a really good example of it. When I have an argument in my relationship, because you know what, there are disagreements once in a while, we realize, and what I assume is that, it's clearing our communication, so we're happier together. And that's exactly what it's done. At the end of the day, we're like, wow, you know what? We we're better relationship. We both realize that we've, sorted that out, and we've helped each other. The other thing that I've always created is that we're both very understanding, and that, a lot of times when we do have any disagreements, it really isn't about each other. It's about other stress in our lives. And then that also is another thing that that I've created. So now, and guys, feel free to use this right now, when disagreements happen, it isn't the story in my head of, oh, that's it, we're going to break up, we're never going to talk again, oh my God, he's going to get sick of me, and that's it, he's going to be done with me. That's never the narrative now it's the, okay, no, this is going to make our relationship stronger. Maybe there's something else going on, he's going to forgive me, or he's going to say sorry, we're going to get over this, and we're going to be even closer tomorrow, and that's also enabled it to be over like that. So you've got to watch the narratives and what we make things mean, right? I'm not even sure how I got on that, but
I think the most important thing is, guys, after you do as you're doing your mental diet and your affirmations, please have fun. Like, this is, you're a creator of your reality. You need to have fun, because this is an experience that you're living. Like, you're living the experience of, if I want that, I can intend for it. If I want this experience, I can intend for it. So don't take anything too personal. Just have fun and see your manifestations unfold.
Exactly. And and that's a big part of it. That well said. Well, thank you so much for being here today, Ani. So many good gold nuggets in there.
Thank you for having me.
And guys, Ani is available for coaching. The link is in the description below. And also, as well, if you would like to ask me, Amanda, a question, then sign up at the Patreon. I don't actually do coaching. You guys, I think most of you guys know that. So sign up at the Patreon. I do answer the questions on the YouTube lives there. And guys, thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.